ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcome back, dear viewers. So now let us look at another experience of the supreme concept of Hinduism with the divine feminine consciousness. As we learned earlier, the supreme concept of Hinduism has been worshipping the cosmic mother, Devi Parashakti herself, from very young age. And here you can see in this photo, the smaller deity of Parashakti was also carved and birthed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, just as the soapstone deity that we saw earlier, the standing deity of Devi Parashakti, this too was also carved by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And from the time he birthed this deity, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism always used to keep her in his palm and chant the Devi Bija mantra. Upon chanting the mantra and holding this deity, the mantra became installed into her. Until today, this deity vibrates powerfully with the mantra, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism chanted as a child. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's blessed childhood friends named Sampit, recalls how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism would often be gazing intensely at this deity in his palm, and sometimes even alternately gazing at Arunachala, the embodiment of Paramashiva in the hill form, and then back at Devi, the deity, in his palm. And in the Vishnu Purana, it states that the fingertips of the palm is a dwelling of Shri Lakshmi Devi. The central portion of the palm is of Shri Saraswati Devi, and the base of the palm is Shri Govinda. And hence, when one should look at the palms immediately after waking up in the morning, and as indicated from the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the incarnation of Paramashiva himself, in the hands of Paramashiva dwells Devi Parashakti in her numerous forms. And when the Supreme Pontiff, so let's look at a sharing from the divine childhood of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, when the biography team of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism interviewed his biological cousins. A divine incident was revealed to them that gave a profound insight into the life of the incarnation of Paramashiva himself. And here we'll look at a short extract from the interview with Sumati, the biological cousin of the avatar himself. And she described that he would look into his hand often, and she would peep into his hand and ask, "What is there in it?" He would ask, "Fool, it will not be visible to you." I would ask, "Why will I not be able to see it? What are you seeing?" And Sumati continues on. He would say, "You will not be able to see." I would say, "I will be able to see, show me, Swami." One day, this argument ripened. Finally, he said, "See Parashakti," and showed his palm. My mind went blank. The moment he said, "Look," I became blank. I was able to honestly internalize that Parashakti herself is residing there in his palm. I was not able to physically see, but I was able to completely feel that she resides there. I used to feel Parashakti herself resides there. Will all be able to see this? Will she come into our hands also? And yes, so this is one of the divine happenings described in the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by his biological cousin, Sumati, Mahasumati. And now we'll be looking at some of the various revelations. As all of us know, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been manifesting Devi Parashakti over the last several months, just to bring the energy of the Cosmic Mother to humanity in a time of need, in a time of crisis, while this whole pralaya is happening. And Devi Parashakti, manifesting the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has made many sacred revelations, various revelations, which we have seen how they've manifested into our reality over the last several months. And now we'll be looking at just a few of these revelations and seeing how Devi's revelations manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have come precisely true. So one of the first revelations that we'll be looking at is on the sea levels rising from the cosmic archives, revealed on the 19th of May, 2021. So first, let us watch these revelations made by Devi Parashakti manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
ஓம் ஓம். ஆண்ட்ரியாஸ் கல். மூன்றாம் உலகப் போரிலிருந்து தப்பிக்க எந்நாடு பாதுகாப்பென்று கேட்கின்றாய், கேட்டுக்கொள் சொல்வதை எல்லாம். மத்திய கிழக்கிலே போர், இந்தியாவில் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்று மற்றும் கடல் உயர் எழும்பல் எனும் மூன்றில் இருந்தும் காவல் கைலாசம் ஒன்றே. வாழ்விற்கு அதுவே நன்றே. முடிந்தால் வந்து சேர்ந்திடு. ஓம் ஓம். ஓ.
Yes. So now let us look at Devi's revelations mapped into English. Of course, Devi Parashakti's revelations could never be truly translated. But let us just look at a small attempt at mapping these revelations, these sacred revelations made by Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism into English. So Devi revealed, you are asking which country is safe to escape from Third World War. Listen to everything which is said. War in the Middle East, deadly corona in India, and rising sea levels. Protection from all these three is one and only Kailasa. Only it is good for life, if possible, come and reach. So let us look at this revelation as Devi revealed on the 19th of May. Let's see how this revelation has manifested and how humanity has experienced exactly as Devi Parashakti has revealed. On the 19th of May, 2021, while answering the prayer of one of the devotees, Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism, warned about the sea levels rising and the cascading effects of the climate change crisis on humanity, exactly as Devi revealed. The very next day, on the 20th of May, 2021, the biggest ever iceberg broke, which was 70 times the size of Manhattan, posing a huge threat to humanity, causing the sea levels to rise drastically. So now let us just look at this article, which shows exactly as Devi revealed that sea levels will be rising. And in this article, it was reported that the world's largest iceberg just broke off the Antarctic ice shelf. This was exactly 1 day after Devi's revelations. And according to this article, it states that an enormous chunk of the iceberg of ice bigger than the size of Rhode Island has broken off an Antarctic ice shelf, according to the European Space Agency. The floating mass covers more than 1,600 square miles, making it the largest iceberg in the world. So just 1 day after Devi Parashakti revealed that we will be experiencing the effects of sea levels rising and that humanity all across the world will be affected by this, we saw exactly how this manifested into reality, how the world's largest iceberg broke off the Antarctic ice shelf. Devi warned about this, and we saw this manifesting into our reality the very next day. And now we'll just be taking a quick break before looking at some of the other revelations made by Devi Parashakti.
கரும்பூஞ்சை வியாதிக்கு வைத்தியம் கேட்கின்றாய் நன்றாய் தெரிந்து கொள்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய்.
Yes, Nithyananda, welcome back to viewers. So now we just witnessed a beautiful, we just witnessed how Devi Parashakti has revealed many sacred revelations and how they have manifested into reality. So now we're going to look at, Devi has revealed many things for humanity, but has also sorry for the technical glitch. So Devi has made many revelations, not just for humanity, but has also given many blessings for people all across the globe who've been experiencing trouble during this time, or just who have been requesting Devi Parashakti's blessings. So now we'll be hearing from a devotee who experienced the miraculous blessings of Devi Parashakti and was able to heal themselves from a disease, and how immediately after Devi Parashakti blessed, they were able to experience this miraculous healing. So we'll be hearing from Dr. Kanageshwaran from Malaysia about his miraculous healing experience with Devi Parashakti's blessings manifesting through the Supreme Pontificatism.
a very, very, very interesting and an exciting sharing from a doctor from Malaysia who was blessed by Devi Parashakti in the Devi Parashakti Akashic reading just a couple of days back. And let's hear what miracle that they have experienced in our life. Nithyanandam, Doctor? Nithyanandam? Nithyanandam. Yes. Yes. So if you can please go ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? How long you know Swamiji? And your experience with Devi Parashakti's Akashic readings.
2005.
Nithyanandam, my name is Kanageshwaran. In Malaysia, we also add something, the father's name, Anna Lalaki Toriapa. That's my surname. I'm a practicing orthopedic surgeon. I've been a doctor since 1980. 1980, I've been a doctor since 1980.
For like 40 years. Been a practicing doctor for 40 years. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Oh, yes, long time already. And I know Arunachala, that's how I call Swami affectionately, from 2005. I met him then first in the place in Malaysia, a place called Klang. I went for an ASP and I thought I'm just going to see one healing guru. When I met him, and I know he's not just a healing guru, he was something more. And from that, the love affair started. Okay, but coming right now, what I had was in April this year. Actually, I had cancer of the kidney, which was diagnosed 5 years ago. I don't have one kidney. And then it actually, a year later, it gone down to the bladder. The bladder was very extensively involved, and it was very high-grade tumor. They did what's called a scraping, and then they put me on tuberculosis treatment to the bladder, which fortunately I had got it from Chennai. My friend was then the deputy director of the oncology unit in Chennai. I did my basic degree in Chennai, so he happens to be my classmate. I got things all very easy. All blessings of Swami. So within a day, I got everything done. Then I came back, and then after that, I've been regularly being followed up by the doctor, urologist, who happens to be a Muslim, Pakistani, but he's a Malaysian, of course, a very close friend of ours. Also believes in many other things. He's not just a normal Muslim, I'll say. And then again in April this year, we went for a scope.
It's still in it.
Early March, went for a scope and he found something there. He said it's suspicious. So I immediately wrote to Swami, please help me. Then what happened is, then the whole COVID thing came, and so they said, until you get your vaccination, we are not going to touch you. After that, on 26th of this month, I went for a scope. I had actually got Swami's blessing with Devi's trance. I call it Devi's trance, Arul. Arulwak. Swami told me he'll completely heal me. I went for the surgery, and then that I was supposed to be there for 2 days. He discharged me one day later, the same day. And what he told me, I vaguely remember. They gave me a drug called Domicum that actually knocks you off, So I vaguely heard that, yeah, okay. Then this is what my wife said. Maybe I'll get her to tell what the doctor told her.
Yes. And before we move on to your wife, just wanted to share with all our viewers here, just to recap what Dr. Kannaya had told. He had a tumor, kind of a growth in his bladder, and he had gone for an endoscopy early of March, and they detected something in his bladder, and the doctor told him to get the COVID vaccination and come back for the testing and for the procedures, whatever needs to be done. And so he had gotten the COVID vaccine, and then in the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings, the Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, had blessed Dr. Kannaya, and he said, I'll completely heal you. Devi had blessed him to be completely healed. And after that, I went to the doctor to have the test done and the procedures done. What the doctor said, we are going to be hearing directly from Aya's wife. Yes,
before that, I must say something. Can I say something before that?
Yes, yes,
What
yes.
happened
Please.
is this Amma's walk, I didn't plan to listen, That night, at that time, maybe 5 minutes before that, I just put on the Saronia Pita people's link, And my God, I hear Swami telling about me. So it all just came on my own.
Wow. So you were not actually planning, or you were not listening to the Devi Parashakti?
No, I was not planning at all. No, I was not planning at all. So I just put it on.
5 minutes before you logged into the Zoom, and immediately Devi Parashakti answered your question and gave you the healing.
I think within a minute, yes, within a minute.
Within a minute of you logging into Zoom. So literally, it's Devi Parashakti made you to log into Zoom to listen to her healing of you. Wow, that's amazing, yeah. Thousands of miles away, somewhere the Supreme Pontiff is manifesting as Devi Parashakti. You're sitting in Malaysia in a completely different time zone, few thousand miles away. You get a message. Something in you makes you log into the Zoom to watch the Devi Parashakti Akashic reading. As soon as you log in, within a minute, your question gets answered, and Devi blesses that she will completely heal you. And let's hear what the doctor said after that.
Okay. After he went into the surgery, and I was very restless. Then about I think an hour later, the doctor comes out and says, "Madam," he says, "Yeah, I don't know what you all do, but this is a miracle. I don't know what prayers you follow, but it appears to be working, because his bladder is, very clean and very nice. I mean, this is as opposed to, a cancerous bladder, which is not beautiful, according to the doctor." So I was like stunned, and so happy. And then when they wheeled him out about half an hour later, he was still groggy, and the urologist came by again, and he said, "Hey, you all, a miracle," and all that. I don't think he even heard it, because he was still groggy. And then he used that word miracle 2 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
And can you share a little bit about the background of the doctor?
Yeah, he's of Pakistani descent. He's a close friend of my husband's. They used to work together in the same hospital. And it was difficult to go and see him, because we have interstate restrictions. So we have to go to another state to see him. So, we had to do some hanky-panky with the police.
Background of following the Muslim faith, and from Pakistan, told Ma Lucy, who was Dr. Khanna's wife, saying that, "I don't know what prayers you all do, but it seems to be working. And it is a miracle which has happened, and your husband is completely cured. You're not able to see any traces." And they actually wanted Dr. Khanna to be admitted in the hospital to do the medical procedures, but they said there's nothing to be done. You can be discharged. And on the same day, Dr. Khanna got discharged, and the doctor is saying multiple times, it is a miracle. We don't know what prayers you do, but these seem to be working. Whatever prayers you do, this is from a Muslim doctor of a Pakistani descent who is observing and seeing the miracle right through his eyes, seeing what is happening to Dr. Kanaya from Malaysia. This is amazing, Ma. And as a wife, just seeing your husband going through the healing and receiving the blessings from Devi Parashakti, and seeing that manifesting as reality, as a miracle in your husband's health, how do you feel as a wife?
I'm just so grateful to Swamiji, and I'm so happy for my husband, because I feel that, he of all persons deserves good health, because he gives good health to a lot of people. And this is how we met Swamiji too. We were looking for good health in 2005. And that's how we met him. And he's just been doing this time and time again with him and other members of our family too.
Oh, your mother, huh?
Wow. Wow, so nice to hear, Ma. Yes, Dr. Kanaya, were you saying something?
No, ma. What she's saying is other members of the family is her mother. Why don't you tell?
Yes, you can share your experience with the mother.
Yeah, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer of the colon in 2008. And she refused to undergo the colostomy surgery because my father had gone for the same surgery earlier. And she saw how a patient will suffer after that surgery. So she absolutely refused. Then I told her, I said, okay, you don't have to go for the surgery if you don't want to, but you have to come with me to see my guru. Then my mother is a practicing Catholic, but she was okay. She said, okay, as long as I don't have to go for the surgery, I'll go with you anyway. So we met Swamiji in Bengaluru, and Swamiji himself healed my mom. Then we came back to Malaysia, and within 1 month, the stage 4 cancer, which is pretty extensive, had shrunk. And that was an Egyptian Muslim doctor. Yeah, the oncologist, he also said, what's happening here, because we did go for radio and chemotherapy, but she had refused surgery, and everybody was very worried as to how she's going to survive. But she did. Then 5 years later, 2013, she was declared cancer-free, and she was staying with us. Then she decided to go back to KL to be with her other children. KL is Kuala Lumpur, sorry. And then, the pandemic started and she couldn't come back to Penang. So, after a while, my brother decided she needed a further checkup. So she was taken just a couple of weeks ago to see the oncologist in KL. And the oncologist was like, what? Such extensive... Then my brother, he just said, yeah, because she'd seen my father with that colostomy bag and all that, and she decided she didn't want any of it. Then she looked at all the results and she said, your mom has done pretty well. So that's what I call a miracle, because she's 83 now. This is from 2008 until now. It's 13 years later. She's doing pretty well at the age of 83. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing, Ma. A cancer which needed a surgery and a very kind of an extensive surgery which could have changed the very course of her life. Like you were saying, like they had to literally have, put a bag from the abdomen and have all this, like her regular lifestyle itself would have changed so much if she had gone through the surgery. She decided to take Swamiji's healing. And from 2008, she had a cancer, and now Swamiji healed, and immediately the cancer got cured. And till now, last 13 years, she's now 83 years of age, she is living cancer-free. And this is amazing. And now your own husband has experienced a miraculous healing from Swamiji. Wonderful, man. Thank you so much for coming live and sharing. And those of you who are watching this, whether you want health, wealth, relationship, enlightenment, whatever you want, Devi Parashakti is manifesting in each and every one of our lives and showering us with blessings. And today, Devi Parashakti is going to manifest again, land again on the planet Earth. And if you are watching this, just invite your friends and family. Let nobody miss the beautiful divine happening of Devi Parashakti. Thank you so much, Ma, Dr. Kanaya and Malusi. Thank you so much for coming and sharing today.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியன் காளியன் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் காளியன் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடு ஒரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யா காளியன் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன்.
Welcome back to all the viewers. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and it's so wonderful to be able to see each and every one of you celebrating together on this platform for the Nithyananda Paramashivam. And there are so many people who are commenting who just saw the previous sharing that we had from the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings, one of the devotees who's given their heartfelt testimony to how their lives have transformed after the darshan of Devi Parashakti. And I welcome each and every one of you who's joining us with us on the comment section. I welcome more and more people to comment and interact. It's always so lovely to be able to see each and every one of your comments from all over the world and joining with us, expressing your excitement as we are having at 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And we are celebrating the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings that have been happening for the last 27 years. Swamiji been giving the BHAVASAMADHI darshans of Devi. We just heard about how Swamiji had the darshan of Devi Parashakti at the mere age of 10 years old, after which Swamiji had carved the deity of Devi Parashakti, which is worshipped by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and until today. And after that, we also saw a few of the sharings of people who have been continuously graced with the darshan of Devi Parashakti and given personal blessings during the BHAVASAMADHI darshan. And after our previous sharing, we have a comment from Shanti Rajamanikam, who is saying the same situation happened to my husband. Swamiji saved him from colonal cancer. It's a miracle because few hours before operation to remove the cancer, the doctor said his cancer is no more. The doctor said there's no symptoms at all. Deep gratitude, Mayappan Arunachala. And Shanti Rajamanikam, that's so beautiful. It was in 2018, we have all the evidence. That's so wonderful, Ma. Thank you so much for sharing. And it'd be wonderful to see your own sharing here on NTV. You can always make a video. We can always share your beautiful sharing that of your husband's healing from cancer. That's absolutely only one or two people, but so many thousands shared their healing experiences, especially after just the last 1.5 years where Swamiji has been continuously gracing, healing, giving the BHAVASAMADHI darshans, and ensuring that each and every one of us all over the world are taken care no matter what we need. And now I'm going to be seeing another sharing from the Akashic readings, a devotee who was able to see a devotee who is able to have a transformation in a very difficult area for her. For many of us, it's the same. Many of us are going through unemployment, job instability, especially in this economic crisis globally. We're seeing that there's been so many people who are facing the same situation. In fact, 6.4% of the world's population is currently unemployed. And that means that millions of people all over the world are going through this exactly right now and feeling job instability, unemployment, and the stress and burden that comes from just financial stress and financial disturbances in your financial life. But in this last 6 to 7 months, we've had so many darshans of Devi Parashakti, where we've seen the devotees come forward and tell how they have been able to find solace and find even a job and find economic security during this time with the blessings and grace of Devi Parashakti. And before we are moving on and seeing some of the different glimpses of Devi Parashakti darshans over the last 27 years of Swamiji's public life, and even, of course, since the advent of the avatar 45 years ago during this time, let us now watch a sharing of one of the devotees who had been able to get economic security and find a job during this time after the grace and the blessings of Devi Parashakti.
We have Ma Nithyananda joining us from Singapore. Nithyananda Ma Janananda.
Nithyananda Ma.
Yeah,
Ma Janananda from Singapore. Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us live today, Ma. Do you want to go ahead and share your experience of Devi Parashakti Akashic reading?
Oh, okay. Actually, at that day, there is so many messages, right? I just try my best to get the blessing from Devi. And suddenly I heard my names. Actually, I tried for 3 days. Yeah, then finally I heard my name. I feel so blessed and so excited when Devi called out my names. Yeah, then after I get the blessing, the next day I got the job offer, and today I start my work. Today. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's so amazing.
He blessed you the job and you got a job and you started, and today is your first day of work.
Yes, it is very fast that I can get the job.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing, Ma. And how long before you were without a job? For how many days or months or weeks you were without a job?
I got jobless about 7 months.
For 7 months ago, you became jobless, or you lost your job. You did not have a job for 7 months. And then Devi blessed you, and immediately you got a job. So how long was between Devi blessed you and you got a job? How many days was it?
How many days? Okay, I got the job. I got the blessing on Thursday, and Friday I got the job offer, and Monday I go for interview, and Wednesday I start work. Wednesday I sign the contract, and I start work today.
Wow! So
it's so fast.
Yes, Thursday you got your question. Thursday you had the blessing. Friday you got a job. Monday you went for the interview. And Wednesday you did all your paperwork and all that, and Thursday you started your job.
Wednesday I signed the contract, and today I start the job.
Wednesday you signed the contract, and today is
Monday.
Oh, Wednesday you signed the contract, and today Monday you started the job. Wow, amazing, Ma. How does it feel? How does it feel for you? You were looking for a job for 7 months, and it's all happened in a matter of like days after Devi Parashakti's blessing, and in such fast track. It's not even like the process is taking 2 weeks or 10 days, just like immediately it started manifesting. How do you feel?
I feel so amazing, and I feel so miracle for me because I didn't have the experience like this. I very thankful that Swamiji give me such like no logic things happen on me, no logic experience on me. Yes.
Wow. Like Swamiji always says, when you have a guru in your life is no longer logical, it is magical. And that is what each and every one of us is saying, especially with Devi Parashakti, Akashic reading, and Devi Parashakti blessing us with boons and showering us with so much of boons, blessing, and literally every one of our lives have become magical, especially out there in the world, so much of fear, so much of pain, so much of suffering, so much of insecurity out there. And here you come in the world of Kailasa, in the world of being a disciple and a follower of the Supreme Body of Hinduism. Here people are experiencing miracles. People are experiencing spiritual experiences. People are experiencing BHAVASAMADHI. People are experiencing manifestation of job. People are experiencing manifestation of wealth. You can just see the joy in people's, and you can see how authentic their joy is. It's just coming from their very inner space. And I can see Ma Jananananda's face. She's just so happy and relieved. And Devi Parashakti has blessed you. And Ma Jananananda, what is it that you would like to tell our viewers who are watching the show and who have not yet had their Akashic reading? What would you like to tell them?
Okay, before that, I need to admit that I'm a person that don't really trust about guru. I think it's a normal person that have the same thought as me. A lot of doubt, a lot of no trust, a lot of self-doubt. Yeah. Then for me, I feel I just try my best to let myself, have the right and powerful condition about my guru, about deities. Yeah. So I work very hard on that. I keep like changing my condition about all this. Then I try my best. I try my best to get the blessing, and it's really happened. No logic, because when I go interview, actually the interviewer told me that they supposed not to arrange this interview, and they told me that they also don't know why this interview happened because the HI is not there. Yeah, so this one is really a great experience for me in no logic. And I want to tell everyone, if you are searching something and you've got a lot of no trust, and you should do something to achieve it and break to it. Yeah.
Wow. And so
I got second blessing from there.
Wow, you got a second
blessing.
I got
second blessing, yes, for SJP. So I hope that it will happen on my life with no logic.
Wow. So first she gives you a job, and then she gives you the beautiful blessing to become a part of this divine mission of the Supreme Pontiff, and how things are happening beyond logic. How things are happening beyond logic. And what Janananda is saying is, she's not the person who used to trust typically, but now, she's just saying, I just had a little bit of trust, and I was just completing, and I was just, connecting with Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and her questions were answered. So she's just saying, just have that little bit of trust and experience the magic for yourself in your life. I had that small trust. I did not have it before, but when I had that small trust, my life changed from logical to magical. Now the interviewer who interviewed her was saying she herself doesn't know why she arranged that interview, because the interview was not supposed to happen. She arranged it, and Ma Janananda got a job, because we all know it is the divine intervention of Devi Parashakti. So beautiful, Ma Janananda. Anything else you would like to share today?
Yes, I feel I got a lot of, sometimes Mahan from Singapore, Ma Duka Nanda will text me and answer my question. I think that one is also one kind of blessing from Swamiji. And also I got, I need to thank you for Ayah Sri Amarita, that always, I always have many questions, and he is very helpful helped me a lot. I think all this is Swamiji blessing and let things happen on me.
Wow, beautiful. So the enlightenment ecosystem that is around you, the Sangha that is around, the people that you attend the sessions with, your local Sangha, and the global causing sessions that happen, the wealth manifestation sessions that happen, help you tremendously to shift your space of no trust to having that beautiful connection with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And now, today, you have manifested a magical life. So happy for you, Ma Janananda, and thank you so much for coming and sharing your experience today.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now move on to our next segment, where we are going to share with you how you can connect with Devi Parashakti after a short break.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும்
Yes, Nithyananda, welcome back. And that was a beautiful sharing about how one woman was able to just receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti and have a beautiful breakthrough in her career. Now, let's watch another sharing where Devi Parashakti has literally healed one devotee, a man who was seeking sincere healing from the shoulder pain that he was undergoing. And not only has Devi Parashakti healed different kinds of ailments, different kinds of pains, but really literally healed the root of pain itself and deep suffering inside of each and every one of us. Now let's hear this one example from the life of one devotee, and then we can continue on with our program.
We are with yet another exciting segment, joining with all of you to soak in this divine Leela. The best way to prepare to receive an avatar, to receive the cosmic mother, is just enjoy that intimate feeling connection with her. And the best way to enjoy that feeling connection is when you just listen to thousands of people experiencing that same joy, that same feeling connection. So joining with us in this segment is Ma Jnanatma Swami. And we are here, all three of us are here to share with you all a very, 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 and of course, Life with Avatar is nothing short of miracles. And here we are to share yet another miracle beyond and medicines. And we have Rajesh Chandramohanaya, who's joining us for this segment. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda, thank you so much for joining for the sharing today. And today we are all, as we are awaiting the live darshan of Devi Parashakti manifesting through the Nija Avatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the best way to prepare ourselves to receive the avatar, the best way to prepare ourselves is to hear the Leelas and be soaked in the Leela Dhyana of the avatar. What the avatar and how the avatar is playing miracles in each and every one of our lives. How the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving us darshan after darshan and causing so many leelas, the divine leelas, the Thiruvilayadals happening in each and every one of our lives. Today, we have invited Rajesh Chandramohan, who's live from Qatar, Middle East, to share with us the miraculous experience caused, the miraculous healing that Rajesh has experienced with Devi Parashakti's Akashic reading. So with no further ado, I would like to have Rajesh Ayya. Please go ahead and share what you would like to share and the miraculous healing that you have experienced, Ayya.
Okay, Ma Nithyananda. Yes. So what happened was about 3 months back, I started developing a lot of pain in my shoulder. So it was coming and going off, and as you know, all of us as a devotee, disciple of Swamiji, normally we go through some little bit of pain here and there. And that's because when some of the engrams or something leaving us, it causes a little bit of pain. So that was happening for about 2 months. It was on and off. And about a month back, I started feeling a lot of pain in my right hand, and I went to an orthopedic. What I did was I put a message to Swami, sent a message to Swami saying that please heal me, Swami. This pain is there. So Swami blessed and said, yes, this pain, I will heal you. Then because we also need some kind of medical attention, I went to an orthopedic. So the orthopedic saw me, and then he asked me to lift my hand. I couldn't lift my hand. So then he said, this is something called adhesive capsulitis. So what happens is there is in this ball joint here, there are about 5 muscles which interact with the muscles of the neck and the shoulder. And that's a lot of nerves from the spine move till the hand. So this is what I learned from the orthopedic, which he explained to me. Then he said, you please go for some physiotherapy sessions. They will do some exercises and it will work. So I went through these physiotherapy sessions, and each time the session happened, my pain started increasing. So little by little, my pain was increasing. Then I went for some other, treatment as well. I went for a little bit of an Ayurveda treatment. That also did not work. So I completely knew that this physiotherapy is not working. Another orthopedic, and they said this is a very popular, what I can say, clinic and doctor in Qatar. So you please go and check with him. So I went to him. He took the X-ray. He said the X-ray is good. The bone is okay. That's no problem. We have to take an MRI, but it will take about 8 days because there is a waiting list. So you please wait for about 8 days and then let the MRI come. Then I told him, I'm in too much of pain. I'm not able to sleep. Last 2-3 months, my sleep has been completely disturbed. I was, waking up in the middle of the night. I have to apply some ointment. I have to keep some hot pack, ice pack in the middle of the night, then drink some water, then sleep. And it starts paining. Invariably in the night when you turn, it pains. So it got to a point where even if I move my hand, it is pain. So it went to that extent. Then I told this orthopedic, I'm in full of pain. Then he gave me a lot of medicines. He said, these are all painkillers. These are all muscle relaxant, anti-inflammatory. He used a lot of medical terms. Then I was totally perplexed. Being with Swami, we don't take this kind of medicines, right? Mm-hmm. And then these are all chemicals and we don't know what is happening inside the body. So I just avoided it. I did not take it and I didn't believe in it. Then the orthopedic said, this adhesive capsulitis takes about, if you're in a very acute stage of it, according to him, medically, you're in a very acute stage of this. This is also called periarthritis. So you're in the very acute stage. This acute stage lasts for 2 months. And if there is nothing wrong in the MRI, if it is okay, nothing has happened, because I never had a fall or I never had any kind of injury or nothing. This just came out of the blue. It came. So, of course, I am in the IT field and recently completed 30 years of work experience. So I sit in So I started my career in 1991. So 2021, it's been about 30 years sitting in front of the computer and working on the mouse, and you know how it is now. So,
Yes.
plus a lot of mental stress as well. So last 10 years I've been with Swami and things have been moving very well. And, my health has been touched because of Swami's divine grace and blessings. My health was very good. There is no problem in my health. But suddenly this has come out of the blue. And then I realized then from our, teachings and Swami's teachings also, I realized this is some kind of an engram which is getting released. So whenever a major engram gets released, there is pain in the body and we all understand that. So this is leaving. So it is causing some pain. But now coming to it medically, the doctor said, the pain will subside only after 2 months. It will take anywhere between 6 to 9 months for it to heal if nothing is wrong inside.
Oh God.
It may take a year. And then I asked, you are saying easily 1 year. So 1 year means, do you mean to say that I have to be on these painkillers for 1 year? He said, yes, there is no other way. You have to be on these painkillers.
1 year of painkillers and
year.
muscle relaxants.
Yeah, 1 year of muscle relaxants, painkillers and all of that.
Oh,
so God. Then I was very worried. But I never started on it. I said I will bear the pain, but I will not take any painkiller because it's very injurious to our health. Then he said, if in 1 year, if it doesn't happen, there is a second in the MRI. If there is a problem in the muscle, we have to give a steroid injection.
Oh,
So
God, steroid.
that is a 3 mm syringe. They will give anesthesia. You have to put that 3 mm syringe inside, and then they will give the steroid. You know, open up the muscles. If that is not working, then we have to go for surgery. So you know, I was totally baffled with this. I just came home yesterday. I was in so much pain. I was sitting and crying. At one point I told Swami, what is this happening to me? Yeah, I've given my life to you. I have donated my life to you. I love you so much. Why are you putting me this through so much of pain? I was crying in front of the Atmamurti and his photo. And my mother said, Rajesh, enough is enough. You are alone in Qatar, no family. Doctors are telling like this. Just tell Swami that you want to come to India for 3 months and we will do some kind of a Siddha Vaidyam. So apart from this allopathy, there is also an Ayurveda and a Siddha treatment for this. And when I did my Google research, it showed that Siddha Vaidyam is the best. Siddha has got this Siddha Varmam technique. With some pressure points, they will release it. So I thought the better thing is to, come to India. So I told yesterday, Devi Parashakti Amma, I am in severe pain. And point number 2, please grant me, please bless me so that I will get 3 months leave. I will come back to India. I will, with your divine grace and blessings, I will go through the Siddha Varn. I will become all right. So please bless me. So when I put this message on the chat, I could see Devi Parashakti and Swamiji. I could feel that when Swamiji saw this, his face changed. He was very worried. He was very compassionate. And I could see the criticality of the issue with how he is able to look at it. Immediately, his Devi Parashakti said, I will heal you immediately. I will heal you completely. So I said, okay, ma, thank you very much. I assumed that since I asked for 3 months leave and all, I have to go through this procedure. So I will ask for leave, I'll go to India and all of that. So my mind is set. Then I am, sitting with other people and watching the, involved in the Arul work. So then what happened within about 2 minutes, I just, with my left hand, because my right hand is so painful, I cannot move it. So in my left hand, I just got up and reached for my phone because, I expected my mother will call me. So I just, reached out to my phone. Suddenly, from nowhere, is something opened. Something opened from inside. I could see that noises, some noise came, opened, and I was in a lot of pain for about 2 minutes. I just held, I know Swami is healing me. This is getting released. So I said, Swamiji, and then put my hand here and just sat down. After 2 minutes, the pain subsided. No pain at all. No pain at all. And even now, as I speak, there is no pain.
Wow.
Whatever was inside, I don't know what happened inside. Those muscles just opened up and the pain is gone. Where that pain is there, I don't know. There is no pain in my hand right now.
So from Devi Parashakti reading yesterday till now, you were before Devi Parashakti Sakashik reading, you were sitting and crying in pain. And after Devi Parashakti healed you through the Nijavatar of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, from that moment, 2 minutes after the darshan till now, last 24 hours, more than 24 hours, you do not have any pain.
No pain, no pain. Absolutely no pain.
Wow.
Absolutely no pain. So all
and
my
viewers,
plans
I just wanted the viewers to know, I am so sorry to interrupt, I just wanted all the watching this to know, Rajesh Ayya could and was prescribed to be on pain medication, painkiller medication for more than 1 year. And there is no way to medically, allopathically heal this pain. He had to be on a painkillers for more than 1 year, and he was prescribed steroid injection, and if that doesn't help, surgery. There was no other cure, and actually there is no cure. All this is only to be able to bear the pain and to be able to see. Maybe it will relax the pain that Ayya is experiencing. That is what allopathic medication had prescribed to Rajesh Ayya, and even one of the best orthopedics in Qatar. This is all he could do. And here Rajesh Ayya is so blessed to have the darshan of Devi Parashakti and came, and in just 2 minutes, the pain has completely disappeared.
Wow.
We have read in the Puranas, in the Itihasas, about the miracles performed by the various avatars. Here we are also blessed to see the divine Leelas, the Thiruvilayadals of Devi Parashakti right in front of our eyes. Amazing, Ayya.
And one more point to note, Ma, I am sitting in Qatar, okay? Devi Parashakti and Swamiji is sitting somewhere where I don't place Devi Parashakti. In Maha Kailasa, Swamiji is sitting in Devi Parashakti, and I am probably some 5,000 miles away, possibly. And I'm sitting here, I'm sitting alone, and I've just connected over the Zoom. That's it, nothing else. And Swamiji and Parashakti is able to reach out me to that particular place and heal it and open it up. And one more thing happened, Ma. See, all this is Swamiji's blessings, cosmos, everything is working and aligning so beautifully. One of my friend called me 2-3 days back. He said there is Siddha Vaidyar in Qatar, and you may please contact him. And I just contacted him. He came to my house. He saw Swamiji's photo and all that. He knows everything about Swamiji. Swamiji has connected me with him, and he said, I will give you some relaxation. That is all I can do. I can't do anything much, but it is him who has to cure you.
Oh, so even the Siddha Vaidya said only Swamiji can cure you.
Yes, only Swamiji can cure you, whatever has to happen. But I can try to move the muscle and bring it back to the origin. See, what has happened is, this is the ball and joint, Ma. So what happens is, there is 5 muscles which are holding on to this. So it is not allowing the movement. So this has to release. And when this releases, what he has to do is, sometimes you have to physically take it and release it. So that is extremely painful, extremely painful. So when it is physically done by one person to the other, it is very painful. So what Swami has, Parashakti has done is, she has not allowed anybody to touch. She herself has sent the energy and released it.
Wow. Ayya, what a blessing, Ayya, what a blessing. I mean, we have seen, devotees getting healed, and Swamiji has physically touched millions and healed millions. But here, wherever we are, few thousand miles away from where Swamiji is, and where the manifestation of the Parashakti is happening, like you said so beautifully. Yeah, you are in the IT field, and the field full of logic, and field full of logic and what we know as the matrix world. And for all these logical minds who are watching this, watching us live right now and watching this, what would you like to say? How would you like to explain this for all the people who are sitting and wondering? Because this is beyond logic. This is beyond what any of us can even fathom. How is this happening? How is a muscle which is holding on to your ball joint on the shoulder is relaxing when Devi Parashakti is just uttering that word? In 2 minutes, it is just happening, and miraculously you are healed, and past 24 hours you have absolutely no pain, and you're here on live on NTV sharing your experience. How would you like to explain it, Ayya?
Yes, Ma. See, being in the IT field, and generally when you look at science and technology, they say that every scientist or in the technology field, we are all asked to look at things, see, and then believe in it. So if there is a piece of code and it is working in a particular way, you have to see if it is working in that way. So it is absolutely logic. If this is the condition, this is what happens, else this happens. This is how the code is written. Similarly, in technology, everywhere they say that you have to see things through a microscope, you have to analyze things, you will have to believe only what you see. That is how we have been taught. But with Swamiji, what has happened, being with Swami, he has walked us through this 25 states and 5 dimensions. So when you start mapping those, we are in the length dimension. So we are operating in the length dimension. So in the length dimension, what happens? I need 3 months. I need to go for a medical treatment. Somebody has to touch me. Somebody has to, open up that muscle. So it is all in the length direction, logic. But Swami operates in 5 dimensions. He operates in breadth, depth, space, and time. So when you look at that dimension side of it, breadth is the emotion part, right? And then there is this depth, and then there is this time and space. When you look at Devi Parashakti, she is beyond the time, beyond space. Swamiji also lives in the space, beyond space. And so when you try to, I'm trying to loosely understand what Swamiji has done, but finally it is unexplainable if you take the logic part of it. But if you take some part of the teachings of Swamiji and say, this is how it works, it works. But ultimately, it is the experience all of us go through which makes us believe. So if somebody would have to say that, Swamiji is going to sit there and you will be here on a video conference, he will bless you, and then you will become all right, I will not believe. But when I go through that experience, then I know for myself that this is true. That Swami is a Nija Avatara, he is an avatar, he is an incarnation. Only he himself can do humanly impossible. Only an avatar can do this.
Absolutely, yeah, so beautifully put. And for all the viewers, I just wanted to share the reason why we have every day, so many people coming and sharing their experience. When you just listen to the person who has just experienced a miraculous healing from excruciating pain, that he was sitting and crying, unable to bear the pain, sitting and crying and praying to Swamiji, saying, Swamiji, please heal it. And in 2 minutes, the pain gets healed. Imagine the relief that the being would have had. Imagine the joy and the bliss that the being would have experienced. And when we hear that directly from the person who has experienced the feeling, then you know, yes, this is possible for me also. And today, to bless each and every one of us, let us all sit and prepare ourselves knowing that whatever healing you may want, physical healing, mental healing, psychological healing, emotional healing, conscious healing, whatever healing you want, just sit and pray to Devi Parashakti. Devi, let your eyes fall on me. Let your compassion fall on me. Let you bless me. Let your grace be with me. Let your presence be with me. Just sit and deeply melt and connect with Devi Parashakti. She will bless each and every one of us. Every question that is posted across the various social media platforms directly falls under the divine compassionate eyes of Devi Parashakti. Every question under her divine compassionate eyes. And let your question, let our prayers be answered. And that is what we are here for, just to share with you what all Devi Parashakti does. And whatever Rajeshaya experienced, the miraculous healing is possible for each and every one of us. And like Rajeshaya said, our mind thinks in a very logical way, and you can only think in a certain trained way of thought current that is infused and imposed on us by the society. For example, okay, I have to go to the doctor, I have to take 3 months leave, I have to be in bed rest. This is all the society has trained us to think. But the cosmos, the universe, the prapancha has so many more possibilities available. In 1 minute, you can be healed. But the society does not let us know such possibilities exist. The very advent of the avatar is to make us know anything is possible. Anything is possible. Whatever problems that you may be facing, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, financially, whatever problems, in 1 minute, just with the blessings of Devi Parashakti, they can be healed. Just sit with openness, and if you can, trust and devotion and love for Devi Parashakti. And if you are new, and if you have not been initiated, or if you're just watching this, just sit with openness. Okay, let me just be open. Let me be open to what Devi Parashakti can shower me with, and just sit with that openness, and you will experience it for yourself. There are so many things in the world which are beyond logic, beyond what we can even think or cognize or perceive. And these darshans, the BHAVASAMADHI darshans and Devi Parashakti Akashic reading, is to take us to a space where there are things in this cosmos beyond our logic, and it will become our personal experience as well. The divine miracles can happen in our lives. What we read in the Puranas and the Itihasas and the Upanishads is possible in our lives. That is what an avatar, the very manifestation and the very happening of an avatar, is to bring all of this to reality, is to bring the ultimate truths as tangible realities and experiences in our life. And that is possible to each and every one of us today. And Rajeshya, thank you so much for sharing. Your sharing was so touching and melting and just made every one of us feel, oh God, what Swamiji can do to our lives, what Swamiji can do to each and every one of us. Thank you so much for coming and sharing and enriching the world with your experience again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity, Ma, and gratitude to Swamiji and Devi Parashakti for healing me completely. Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rajeshya.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தடியாட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குள குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எலா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எலா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் ஸ்ரீ.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
Welcome back to all the viewers. So now let us understand more about the BHAVASAMADHI darshan. For the last 27 years, as Swamiji has been starting the revival of Kailasa since 1994, upon having and being coronated as the incarnation of Paramashiva himself. Continuously, Swamiji has been reviving this ancient science of the BHAVASAMADHI darshan. And one of the most unique BHAVASAMADHI darshans, most unique, most ancient, most sacred forms of the BHAVASAMADHI darshan is the Devi BHAVASAMADHI darshan. It is a science which is centuries in our custom and in our tradition. But of course, unfortunately today, many people are not practicing, and Swamiji is the only one who is reviving this ancient, sacred, spiritual practice. BHAVASAMADHI darshan is the science of the Nijavatara manifesting Paramashiva. The consciousness expresses the being of Paramashiva through the Divya Sarira and manifests as Nijavatara, the physical form, for us to experience Paramashiva. That is the science behind the BHAVASAMADHI darshan. And as an example, Devi Parashakti manifests through the Archavatara and manifests through the Divya Sarira of Devi Meenakshi. And the fundamental points behind the BHAVASAMADHI darshan are first that divine cosmic beings are real and they manifest in the form of Archavatara, who are the deities, the form of the superconscious energy in the deity form. And then Nijavatara, the superconscious energy which is in the living human form, the living incarnation, the body form. And the superconscious energy does manifest through the Archavataras in a very strong and powerful way. And that is how the whole science of temples is constructed and established. Using this center of the Archavataras. And they are radiating continuously the consciousness and the superconscious energy. But human beings are not mature enough to receive the higher level experiences from the Archavatar directly. The avatar, the Nijavatara, comes down to bridge the gap and create that experience of superconsciousness in all of us. At the mere age of 10 years old, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had the darshan of Devi Devi Bhuvaneshwari, and at that point, it was in the Unnamalayamman shrine of the Arunachaleshwara temple. Swamiji had literally been able to receive the higher level experience, that darshan, and carve the deity exactly as to how he had that darshan. Today, the Nijavatara, just in order for us to experience that same darshan, that same superconscious experience, is radiating into all of us on this platform and every single opportunity, being able to bridge that gap between the Archavatara and each and every one of us. So, as Swamiji had that experience at the mere age of 10, we are now experiencing that through Swamiji every single day. And Devi Parashakti expresses through the being of Rajarajeshwari and manifests as Nijavatara, the physical form of Devi Meenakshi. You can see here the form of Devi Rajarajeshwari as she is standing in the Kailasa in Los Angeles, and Devi Meenakshi on the right-hand side, who is the incarnation. So in the same way, Devi Parashakti is manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. It has been manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to give us the darshan, to allow us to experience and connect with her and receive the blessings of the divine cosmic mother. What we have been receiving over the last 6 to 7 months, the Devi Parashakti darshans and the Devi BHAVASAMADHI darshan, is not just something the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing, but a sacred science that he is reviving for all of us to experience, for our future generations to enjoy. And today we are, each and every one of us, blessed to be able to have that darshan. And now, let us hear a little bit more about the history of the Devi BHAVASAMADHI darshan after a quick break.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து தத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி காளி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம்
ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழிதம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் காளி ஓம்
ultimate divine descends in human body and expresses its extraordinary power experiences playfully. Sundareshwara is the embodiment of this statement. He is not Shiva as you understand, sitting in the Himalayas, frozen in the ice, in Samadhi. Sundareshwara is an artist with tremendous heart, ready to listen to human sufferings, ready to bend for human emotions. The one and only thing you need to obtain His grace is simple feeling connection. That's all. He bends for anybody, to any level. Even the word compassion is too small. He is still available. Even now, assumes human body and relates with you, answers you, responds to you, raises you.
I don't know, I was lost. And then he was done speaking, and I mean, just tears just started pouring out of my face. I'm just like, ugh, I don't know what just happened. It was just like unbelievable, just unbelievable. I was just, oh, I'm shaking now just remembering it.
I don't know what shifts inside you. It's just, I literally felt the strong initiation happening at that time when Swamiji blessed. I don't know, it just puts you in some different world altogether, and suddenly everything seems possible. Everything seems, oh, like that impossibilities in that 1 second, fraction of a second, that impossibility drops from you, and you just, everything seems possible, that you get into that space of possibility. And I think, that is the greatest, dropping the impossibilities is really, and something changes in you, something shifts in you. You can physically feel the change. And the energy that is generated is really, it's phenomenal.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcome back to your viewers. So now we will be learning a little bit more about the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, specifically the Devi BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously blessing us with. And we have Ma Maitreyi Ma here with us to share a little bit about her experience with the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan and how special the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's BHAVASAMADHI Darshan is. First, let us look at a little bit of some of the Apta Pramanas of the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan. As we all know, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as we saw earlier, had the darshan of Devi Parashakti and immediately carved the deity in soapstone, which we saw earlier, the photos, and we'll see again now. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had this darshan at the age of 10. And since that age, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been showering this experience to millions across the globe and blessing millions and millions of beings with this sacred BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, which is unique to Hinduism. This whole science of BHAVASAMADHI Darshan is very unique to Hinduism, where we can experience that oneness with the divine in the physical form. And many other gurus have given this BHAVASAMADHI Darshan in history. Let us look at some of these Apta Pramanas now. Swami Jnanananda Giriji from Tapovan gave the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, and here you can see the photos of this BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, similarly dressed up as Devi Parashakti and giving the blessings to the devotees and disciples. And we'll see a few more of these. Sri Nithyananda Nayak Swamigal gave the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan as well, and this is actually the Kulaguru of Ma Maitreyi Ma, which we will be hearing a little bit about her experiences with the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan shortly.
Yes, thank you, Ma. Nithyanandam. So I just wanted to share a little bit about Sri Nithyananda Nayaki Swamigal, who is my Kulaguru. So in every Saurashtrian home, we have a picture of, Nayaki Swamigal, and we worship him for his intense devotion for Hari. So the basic, teaching is to remember Hari while sitting, sleeping, walking, in whatever day-to-day activities we do. We should never forget the name of God. That was his motto. That is how he lived all his life, and that is what he has taught all his disciples. And in his deep ecstatic devotion and love, he considered himself as the divine, as his beloved. So he worshipped the Lord in Madhura Bhava. In deep ecstasy, he used to dance and sing, like kirtans to the Lord. And he used to dress himself up in saris and ornaments, just like a lady would. And he would walk the streets of Madurai dressed as a woman in saris and, in ornaments, singing and dancing for Hari. So he was initiated into Vaishnavism. And though he was born in a male body, he always considered himself as considered the divine as his beloved, and he dressed himself up as a woman. And, like seeing him in that deep devotion, his disciples also could get an experience of the same intense devotion that he experienced for the Lord. So this was like, like at least more than 100 years ago, this happened in Madurai, where I was like born. So I've heard of all these stories right from my childhood about Nithyananda Gopal Nayaki Swamigal, how like we don't even refer to him by his full name. We always call him Nayaki Swamigal. So when we say Nayaki, we know that it is him. So I've heard of all these stories about his BHAVASAMADHI darshans, but while I'm alive, like 100 years later, this is the first time I've even experienced the same kind of BHAVASAMADHI darshan in which Swamiji came as Devi. And I can now relate to how, Nayaki Swamigal would have given BHAVASAMADHI darshans to his disciples. So this is such a rare thing. I have not experienced it ever before. I've not seen it ever before in my life. I've only heard stories. And this was about a long time ago. It is such a rare science, that that is revived by the SPH.
That's actually such a beautiful sharing about something that you've been hearing about your whole life from your childhood. Only Swamiji was able to give you that experience. Only the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was able to give you that experience, which you've been longing for, I'm sure, after hearing about the about your Kulaguru giving this experience of the BHAVASAMADHI darshan.
Yes, Ma, completely. We are totally divinely blessed to experience this from Swamiji. So I really hope the whole world gets to witness and experience the same intense devotion. And it's not just Devi BHAVASAMADHI darshan. So, such rare enlightened beings, they used to give BHAVASAMADHI darshans. We have only heard stories about all of them, but as an avatar, Swamiji is able to give BHAVASAMADHI darshans for various, different gods like Lingodbhava darshan, Rama darshan, Venkateshwara darshan, like Rajarajeshwari darshan, Devi Meenakshi darshan. There are so many different, Muruga BHAVASAMADHI darshan, Kala Bhairava darshan. So every single God that I have only seen as a deity, I'm able to experience devotion to the God, an intense feeling connection to the God through Swamiji's BHAVASAMADHI.
Absolutely. I think many people have shared this. They've only experienced deities and gods only after meeting Swamiji and experiencing the darshan of Swamiji. And this is actually one of the most beautiful things. Swamiji had this experience at the age of 10, where he had the darshan of his Devi Parashakti. And from that time, Swamiji has been transmitting this experience, manifesting Devi Parashakti to the whole world and blessing millions of beings. Despite relentless persecution, Swamiji has been giving this experience to millions and millions of beings across the globe. And the first recorded public Devi darshan, Devi Parashakti darshan, that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given was at the mere age of 22 in 2000. Here you can see the photos here, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave the Devi darshan and performed the Chandi Homa in the Devi Bhava. And this is such a unique thing to Hinduism, that only Hindu transmits this whole science and manifests the very gods and goddesses, as you were saying, not just one god or goddess, but Swamiji has manifested all of the gods and goddesses and has been giving this whole experience of BHAVASAMADHI darshan to the whole world. And we've seen just a few of these examples of the Apta Pramanas, the experience of the BHAVASAMADHI darshan of other gurus who've given this BHAVASAMADHI darshan. But this is, as Maitreyi was sharing, this was many years ago. Many people of our generation, people of this time, no one has had this experience with anybody but Swamiji. Only the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is manifesting Devi Parashakti and giving this experience to so many millions of beings across the globe. And we've seen it's not just once or twice, but Swamiji is literally transmitting this experience to millions and millions of people across the globe through two-way connection through YouTube, and making himself so available as Devi Parashakti, as the divine cosmic mother, to give this experience to everyone. And we are just the most blessed beings to have this experience, to live in this time and to be living with the avatar and having the blessings of Devi Parashakti manifesting through the Supreme Quantum of Buddhism. Here you can see again some of the photos of the Supreme Quantum of Buddhism as Devi in the year 2000. We'll see some more photos in the next few slides. Yes, we can.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
Nithyananda, as I just understood from Ma Maitreyi and a couple of the photographs or references of the science of Devi BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, how it has been practiced in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Now, today Swamiji is reviving this science and giving each and every one of us the blessing of the Devi BHAVASAMADHI Darshan. And one of the earliest sharings of the Devi BHAVASAMADHI Darshan is from none other than the biological mother of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. She has in fact witnessed and seen one of the most sweetest captured memories of the Devi BHAVASAMADHI Darshan. So let us now listen to her audio recording of that sharing. Yes. Okay, so we'll now be moving into We here have the English translation of that sharing, so I'll just be reading that. So in around 2004, Ma Lokanayaki, lovingly referred as Swami Amma, was one of the witnesses of one of the earliest Devi BHAVASAMADHI darshans, which happened in the Ananda Sabha, or the program hall of Adi Kailasa in Bengaluru. And during this time, during the darshan, the deep fulfilling energy of the divine feminine consciousness, Parashakti, expressed through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And at the beginning of the process, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had conducted the Sri Vidya Homa, one of the fire rituals offered to Devi Parashakti, radiating the energy of Devi Parashakti herself, and then gave the darshan to those who are present in the hall. Yes, the next slide, please. The next slide, please. So at the time, no men were allowed in the hall, only women, and all the lights were off, and only the light was the Kuttu Vilaku, which is the tall oil lamps. And Swami Amma recalls, narrating in Tamil, Swami Amma had recalled this entirely in Tamil, and it was then translated. And she just says that Swami entered quietly into the Ananda Sabha, fully dressed in sari and jewels, in the Devi Bhava. And he sat on the asanam for the Sri Vidya Homa. And he was sitting on the asanam like a new bride who was sitting for her wedding ceremony, with one leg with his knee bent and pressed on his chest, and the other down. And like that, Swamiji had conducted the whole Homa. The next morning, Swami Amma was cutting vegetables in the kitchen when she heard Swamiji call to her, Amma, and she looked up to see he was standing in the doorway of the kitchen smiling at her. And Swamiji asked her, after yesterday night, did you feel satisfied of the desire to have a daughter? And Swami Amma just folded her hands and told Swamiji, I only had the satisfaction of seeing my own mother, the Divine Mother. And of course, just this incident from the life of Swami Amma shows her innocence and her wholesome surrender to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is actually her own biological son, but whom she worships and reveres as God, her own God. And now, will each and every one of us have the opportunity, have the great able to have the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism now. So let us enter into a deep, sacred space of gratitude, yearning for the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on this most auspicious Nithyananda Utsava. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And let's chant the Maha.